There's a strange comfort in the idea that the past is finished. People argue about what it meant. People disagree about what matters. People fight over interpretations. Still, the past itself feels fixed. A photograph happened, or it didn't. A document was signed, or it wasn't. A headline ran, or it didn't. For most of human history, truth had weight because it left scars in physical reality. Now something has changed, quietly. The past is starting to behave like a file, something that can be cleaned up, enhanced, repaired, sometimes even improved. The unsettling part is that the lie no longer looks like a lie. This is usually the moment people stop asking questions, not because they trust the system, but because questioning it feels inefficient. Because when the rewrite finally becomes normal, it won't feel like manipulation. It will feel like clarity. Most of us were raised with an invisible rule. The past is stable. It might be misunderstood. It might be incomplete. It might be biased. Still, it exists as a backbone we can return to. That sense of stability shapes everything. Courts rely on records. Families rely on photographs. Nations rely on archives. Individuals rely on memory. Even when people disagree, they usually disagree over the same set of artifacts. A quiet reality sits beneath all of it. Evidence is difficult to manufacture at scale if the world is physical. Paper ages, ink fades, film degrades, storage fails. Time itself used to be a kind of authentication. Digital life changed that, but it still kept one anchor. Copies were copies. A scanned photo might be sharper, but it was still a scan. A restored video might be clearer, but it still felt like restoration. Now we've crossed into something different. The tools don't just preserve, they complete. They infer missing details. They smooth noise into structure. They replace gaps with something plausible enough to pass as memory. This is where the shift starts to matter. If the past becomes something that can be fixed, who decides what fixed means? At first, the new era looks harmless. Old footage gets stabilized, blurred images get sharpened. Audio gets cleaned so you can finally hear what was said. It feels like respect for history. Then one small thing changes. The boundary between enhancement and authorship disappears. A missing frame gets guessed. A scratched face gets reconstructed. A blocked word becomes legible, not because someone found the original, but because a model predicted what would most likely be there. Internal preservation teams already rely on integrity checks, precisely because tiny, invisible changes can accumulate without anyone noticing, which is why fixity checking and checksums exist in the first place. That matters, because AI doesn't need to falsify everything. It only needs to make revision feel like maintenance. A cleaned photo becomes the default. The default becomes the reference. The reference becomes what really happened. This is usually where people confuse more detailed with more true. The logic feels seductive. If the new version looks better, sounds clearer, reads cleaner, it must be closer to reality. Still, clarity is not the same as truth. A model can produce a face that looks convincingly human without being the face that existed. It can produce a sentence that sounds likely without being the sentence that was spoken. Even the best systems can't escape a basic fact. When a model fills a gap, it commits to an answer. That answer might be statistically reasonable. It's still authorship. This is where reconstruction quietly becomes replacement, not by intent, but by habit. Here's the line most people miss. The line isn't when AI generates something fake. The line is when society begins treating the generated version as the authoritative one. That shift doesn't arrive with a scandal. It arrives with convenience. Someone searches for an event and gets the enhanced version first. A student cites the clean transcript instead of the raw recording. A journalist shares the restored image rather than the original scan. A platform compresses provenance into a small icon. No one clicks. Standards for content provenance are being built precisely because organizations know that once synthetic and edited media flood the same channels as authentic media, trust collapses unless origin and edit history can travel with the file. Most people will never see those standards. They'll just experience the output. In a world where the past suddenly feels high resolution, this is usually the moment accurate enough becomes accepted as fact. Because the new version doesn't feel like propaganda. It feels like organization. It feels like a helpful update. Then the system starts to couple. A search engine prefers the clearer media. Social platforms amplify what retains attention. Archives receive improved copies from well-meaning institutions. People share the improved copy because it feels more respectful. Over time, the messy version becomes harder to find. Not deleted, not banned, just buried. The past doesn't need to be rewritten with malice. It can be rewritten through default settings. This is usually when truth stops being what happened and becomes what is easiest to retrieve. Once that happens, disagreements change shape. People stop arguing over interpretations. They start arguing over which version of the past is even real. Imagine living in a world where the past is editable, but no one notices the edit. The future looks normal. Planes still fly, markets still open, families still pass around old photos. The shift shows up in quieter places. A legal dispute where the best footage is a reconstruction. A political debate where the most shared clip is a cleaned, stabilized, retimed version. A personal memory where the image you trust most is the one a system improved for you. The real consequence is not confusion. The consequence is power, because whoever controls the reference controls the argument. When provenance is optional and enhancement is normal, responsibility blurs. If a record is wrong, who is accountable? This is usually the moment society starts outsourcing truth into procedure. Not because people want to be deceived, because the new world moves too fast to verify everything manually. That's why the technical world talks so much about transparency and traceability, not as philosophy, but as damage control for the moment when everyone realizes they can't tell what's original anymore. Still, even perfect provenance doesn't solve the human side. Most people don't check labels. Most people don't read metadata. Most people don't investigate the chain. People trust what looks coherent. That's the quiet dread. A world where the past becomes a living draft and truth becomes whatever the draft currently says. I used to think the danger was AI inventing a lie. Now the darker possibility feels more ordinary. A future where the past is continuously improved, and we call the improvement reality. This is usually when identity becomes fragile, because your story depends on records you don't control. So the threat isn't a single falsehood, it's the normalization of revision. A slow transition from "the past happened" to "the past is whatever survives." Once that transition is complete, everything changes forever, not because history vanishes, but because history becomes negotiable. If this shifted how you think about what we call truth, tap like. It helps surface conversations that usually stay buried beneath convenience and clarity. Subscribe to become part of the Unlocked, where we explore the forces quietly reshaping memory, reality, and the future we're building inside. And if someone you know still believes the past is fixed simply because it feels settled, share this with them. Because when history becomes editable, truth doesn't disappear, it negotiates. Because the future isn't coming, it's already here.